Good Sunday morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Truly appreciate it. The sponsor of today's video, none other than Hunter Biden himself. JK. Terrible joke. Clearly, my channel is way too small to have a sponsor. Do me a favor. Help me grow my channel a little bit. Hit the subscribe button. Just starting out here on YouTube. As you can tell, a lot to talk about. The world has gone crazy. Join me on this journey. I'm going to do my best to bring you guys all the hypocrisy and insanity that we're seeing in the world every day. Wait, what the hell? What is this picture? Who did? That's not nice. I apologize. Someone put a horse head on top of Alexander. I don't. Yeah, I see the resemblance. Oof. All right, so great news. I woke up to this morning. The headline said AOC. All right, so Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is what she wants to be called. It's offensive when Donald Trump says AOC. When anyone else says it or she says it herself, it's cool. So you know what? We're just going to stick with AOC. Now tell me this isn't the best news you've seen in a while. AOC said she might quit politics as some centrist Democrats blame progressives for House losses, New York Times says. So basically, I'm sure you've all heard what happened was the centrist Democrats, the Democrats got obliterated in the elections, and everything but the presidency. Let's see what's going on with that. I'm not going to say who won. I'm not going to call. I don't, it is what it is. Until Trump's done with the legal battles, let's just let it ride out. But besides that, the Republicans, there was no blue wave. The Republicans, and listen, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a liberal conservative. I'm just saying that Republicans did way better than expected in the elections in all areas. So what happened was the centrist Democrats blamed AOC and the squad in, in these un-American people in Congress and in these Democratic leaders that are like the radical left. I saw one Democrat lady on I don't know if it was a Zoom call or what it was. She said, "Stop mentioning defund the police. Stop mentioning socialism. Stop talking about being in a socialist country." It was crazy. This lady was pissed. And honestly, in my opinion, that's what's wrong with the Democratic Party. That's why so many people are leaving. That's why maybe people wanted Donald Trump out of there because he was too bombastic, but they didn't want the Democrats running anything. They didn't want them to have this big power grab. Because regular American people, we don't want a socialist society. We're not down with these Marxist movements like BLM. We're not down with Antifa destroying our cities. So she got decimated. So she might quit politics. That would probably be the best thing that could ever happen to this country. I'm sure you've all heard by now, but AOC said on Twitter that she wants to make a list of anybody that supported. This is a threat. This seems like it's a threat to anybody that's a conservative, anybody on the right, anybody that supported Trump. Like, what are you going to send everybody to the gulags? Like, what do you, I mean, how is that okay? Why aren't people calling to out this lady from her position? So here's the tweet. It says, "Is anyone archiving these Trump sycophants for when they try to downplay or deny their complicity in the future? I foresee decent probability of many deleted tweets, writings, photos in the future." Archiving these Trump sycophants. So basically, what does she want to make a list of 70 million people? Try to round them up and put them in these re-education camps or what was truth and something? I don't know. But listen, these people on the left have completely lost the plot. And like I said, I'm not. I have no affiliation to any political party. What drove me away from these people was this. This isn't the way this country works. If someone has a different thought or idea than you don't make a list and try to make them feel threatened. As this lady says it at the bottom, AO Exhibit Truth is name. AOC, there you go. Show your true intentions. We're not afraid of you. Yeah, AOC, I don't think anybody's afraid of you rounding them up, any of these 70 million people that voted for Trump. This lady, she should be removed. She shouldn't be a congresswoman anymore. This is, they need to look into this. And I'm not about cancel culture. Listen, I think cancel culture is the dumbest shit ever. But somebody needs to look into this as a U.S. House candidate saying things like this. This is really scary for this country, that people could actually be afraid that they're going to be on some kind of list and get deleted from society, or things that happened to Laura Loomer and Enrique Tarrio, where they can't have bank accounts, they can't use Uber, all their social media accounts are shut off it's because of dumb stuff like this. Somebody needs to take a look at this seriously. And like I said, I'm not about cancel culture, but it's time for AOC to go back to bartending and get out of politics. But like I said, that's what this video is about. Beautiful, beautiful thing when she said that. Oh, maybe I'll get out. Perfect. Do it. Let's take a quick look before I get off here. Let's take a quick look at some of the other insane things that AOC has done. But before we do that, let me just read real quick the story of the Business Insider, which says she wants to get out, maybe getting out of politics. Rep. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez reportedly told the New York Times in an interview that she might quit politics depending on the hostility of her own party towards progressive causes. I don't even know if I want to be in politics, she reportedly told the Times. For real, in the first 6 months of my term, I didn't even know if I was going to run for re-election this year. The Bronx native said the Democratic Party has been hostile to progressive causes like Medicare for all and the movement for Black lives. It's because it's nonsense. It's because it's a bunch of horseshit. I mean, whatever, that's my opinion. Externally, there's been a ton of support, she said, according to the Times. But internally, it's been extremely hostile to anything that even smells progressive. Yeah, externally, there's been a ton of support. She's getting a ton of support from these indoctrinated children and kids, blue-haired, the green-haired kids running around, burning down buildings and, calling police fascists. That's who she's getting the support from. They all get the same mindset. That's why. So, before I get off, I just want to show you a couple quick videos that just shows you how, what's the word I'm looking for? Unhinged is kind of one of them, but how out of touch with reality AOC is. All right. So she says that she wants to defund the police, totally defund the police, get rid of them. In a world without police would look like the suburbs. If that's not the craziest goddamn nonsense you've ever heard in your life, I don't know what is.
Because I don't have a police detail because I don't want that outside of my apartment door every day. That doesn't make me feel safe. That doesn't make me feel secure. Of course there are instances when we have our town halls, etc., but I don't want to live my life that way. And so I don't. Because when people ask me what does a world where we defund the police, where defunding police looks like, I tell them it looks like a suburb. Because in Yorktown Heights and in a lot of these communities in Westchester, what is the most important thing that is political?
I mean, did you hear that ridiculous? Who in their right mind would say something? A world without police would look like the suburbs. A world without police would look like Somalia. Look like Ilhan Omar's hometown. Or in downtown Mogadishu, people walking around with AK-47s. There'd be warlords in charge, drug lords in charge. This lady doesn't know what she's talking about. And one last story here. This just also goes to show her frame of mind, how little she knows about anything. I'm the least political person, one of the least political people you're gonna meet, and I feel like I know more than this lady. She just needs to get out of politics and go back to being a bartender. These threats aren't gonna stand. This nonsense about defunding the police, it's not gonna stand. Nobody wants that to happen. The people in these neighborhoods don't even want it to happen. So okay, so the Gateway pundit, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, falsely claimed that Republicans changed the Constitution. Yeah, this is a crazy story too. It's just complete bullshit. It's just complete and utter bullshit. She has no idea what she's talking about.
When our party was boldest, the time of the New Deal, the Great Society, the Civil Rights Act, and so on, we had and carried supermajorities in the House, in the Senate. We carried the presidency. They had to amend the Constitution of the United States to make sure Roosevelt did not get reelected.
So there you have it. She didn't know what she's talking about. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I mean, this little angry elf, American hating, angry elf, socialist, doesn't need. She has no place in American politics. There's some progressive issues and ideas and things like that. That whatever they sound good. I'm not against certain things, but this lady's gone completely off the hinges. They want to change the whole fabric of this country. The majority of the American people don't want your bullshit. We don't want your socialism and your communism. We don't want your Marxist groups like BLM marching around the streets threatening people. We don't want Antifa attacking our police officers. And we don't want people like you in office egging those kind of people on. So please, 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 AOC, do the American people a favor and get out of politics. Go back to pouring your little margaritas and little whiskey sours and just let this country get back to being great, okay? And I'm not saying who needs to be in office for that to happen, but people like you don't. Take your squad, your little friend Elon Omar and Rashida Tlaib and the rest of your little commie squad and bounce. This isn't the country for you. Go find a country that accepts and embraces your ideas. It's not here, lady, okay? And one last thing, no one's afraid of your goddamn list, all right? You put 70 million Second Amendment flag waving, red, white, and blue loving people on that list, and you go try to somehow interrupt their lives. That's gonna be big, big, big problems for you, lady. And I don't know how or what. I can just tell you that those people aren't gonna stand for your nonsense. So you might want to backtrack on some of the dumb shit you're saying because there may be people taking that what you say is a threat. And these people aren't the kind of people you're probably going to want to be threatening. I know they're not the kind of people that I would want to. I don't need 100 bikers rolling up around my house, pissed off because I said something like that. So you might want to rethink the dumb shit that comes out of your mouth because the only thing standing in the way of those kind of people in you is the police that you want to get rid of. Idiot. Okay, enough. I don't like calling people names. I'm not hateful. I'm done. That's it. My rant's over. Like I said, subscribe. Help me grow my channel. Just getting started out here. You guys be safe out there. The world's crazy. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to yourselves. Be kind to your neighbors. Tell the people close to you you love them. Just be a good person and help others and have a good life.